Hello everyone, in this video I would like to make a review about The Perfection. To me, I feel like the Perfection movie itself, it was perfect itself. The only reason why I say it was perfect was because of the fact of it utilizes like everyday unique type of attributes that anyone could normally see in any type of thriller slash horror movie or any type of movie in general in pop culture. And those attributes would be misdirection and also plot twists. The plot twists, if I had to point them out, would be the beginning part of the movie where honestly you see the main characters, which is a black chick and a white chick. Forgot their name. I got the two women's names, but both the women in general in the beginning of the movie, they were shown to be like very infamous and famous musicians, mainly with the cello or the bass or basically the violins. They were both very good at using the violin the most. Now, honestly, going into the movie, where I would like to say that there was misdirection, it'll be just after this one part where the black chick and white chick was done playing basically a pretty good duet at this gala like event. Honestly, they went on this romantic trip with one another, and they were having fun at first until the black girl basically got sick on a bus and was vomiting like violently and repetitively. Then white chick basically gave her some pills that looked like there was Tylenol, but honestly, it was another type of pill that allowed someone to basically see illusions by honestly, what's the word? By honestly making them think that they see things. Like, okay, I'll give you a good example. A good pop culture example would be if everyone ever watched Luke Cage, think of the Purple Man's ability where he can hypnotize and brainwash people by just saying suggestive statements or statements to the point where the person will just get up and do whatever he wants. It's the same thing what the white girl did when it came to giving the black girl like these pills. She thought that it was Tylenol, but then, it wasn't Tylenol. It was just basically a type of drug that makes you hallucinate in a sense. And by suggestion, honestly, she believed in it. And even by the white girl, allowing her to try and make it work, she made it look like the black chick had a bug on her coat, then made her like think and feel that when she was throwing up a few times, she made her feel like she was throwing up bugs. And when they got kicked off the bus, long story short, that helped them travel around more in Thailand when it came to their, romantic trip together. She thought that she had bugs inside her arm, which ergo made the black chick cut off her arm because white chick had a big knife cleaver in her backpack and just cut off her arm. Now, at very first, you think you would have a lot of sympathy and sadness for a black chick, which you very much will have because I'm not gonna lie, I did feel for the black girl honestly when she cut her hand off a lot. But long story short, the white girl, basically only did that and only like created the whole situation only because she wanted to save the black girl from like a messed up fate when it comes to like their old musician teacher or old musician mentor because both of them, long story short, were mentored. In the movie, it was displayed that they were both mentored by the same teacher, essentially. And when the black girl went to that same teacher after her arm got cut off because of the white girl, honestly, which was her, which was honestly someone that was close to her, it seemed, by this part of the movie, because this was like the beginning part. She was very devastated and flabbergasted about everything, and she was just basically venting with their old mentor. Now, when she went to the mentor, dude just was felt sorry for her and felt terrible. All he could do was just honestly, admittedly, just say that he will pay for whatever house that she wants somewhere else and just pay for her expenses. But other than that, he just didn't want her. He didn't want to be associated with her anymore. At least mainly the black girl. After her arm got cut off, because by the end of the day, hand slash arm got cut off. Because by the end of the day, he even said in the movie that your gift is gone or depleted to this point, and your use is depleted as well too to this point. So I have no use for you anymore. After her hands weren't, basically useful to her anymore after getting her hand cut off, slash arm cut off. Now, after that happened, black girl got getting revenge over the white girl. Long story short, and honestly, when she got her own type of revenge, she just basically knocked the white chick out, put her in the trunk of her car, um, like showed the mentor what she did to her, and I guess she was trying to like get revenge slash want slash demanded some type of respect from their old mentor because of those actions that she executed. Now, after that part, I know I'm skipping certain like small details in it, but aside from that, I'm just trying to get to like main concept parts and point out where I stand with those main concept parts. Now, when honestly the black girl enacted her revenge over the white girl, the movie continued to the point where honestly the white girl looked like she was getting her just desserts by honestly her being like chained down to this stage with their old mentor's base into their old mentor's basement, and also she was wearing like a yellow dress. Now, she was when she was bound by against her will with these chains in the basement. It's also the fact of you kind of see that there's this Asian little girl that basically was sitting there, and she was being forced to watch the white girl play music because at first white basically their old mentor wanted her to play first something with the like violin, but the old mentor made basically like honestly heard out like the white girl's plea, because the white girl was like, no, let me play the like music piece instead of this little girl, honestly. And as the white girl kept playing, you kind of noticed that their old mentor had a fetish or a thing going on with him, because by the end of the day, he had two hands on the Asian little girl's like shoulders, and he was fondling the Asian little girl's shoulders as he was holding on to her. To me, I felt like to that point, that kind of made me question: is he kind of violating women in this institute? Because by the end of the day, you did not see any, nor not that many like guy prodigies or like little dude prodigies in his institute. You only saw like women or little girls. That's it. You never saw like any type of guys in there who were trying to learn music and or tried to learn how to play the instrument, um, like in a refined type of style. So that just made me question. And as you keep watching the movie, you saw some small like snippets or like illusions of the teacher in suggestive images as she watched the movie, which kind of also made me think of more. Again, is his teacher doing some shady shit with these girls, with these women? That's why I'm questioning. And I'm like, this ain't no good, man. It's no good. That I feel like that's one plot twist that I would like to say is interestingly good, because by the end of the day, by the looks of their music mentor, especially the fact that dude was willing to pay for like the black girl a black the black girl's like living conditions to a new house or a new place, even though her arm slash hand got cut off. He was willing to pay for expenses for her to live in a new place and also get a new life away from her old life and away from him. It's still a fact of, I don't know. It kind of looked like he was just trying to do the right. Well, he was garbage for what he was doing, because Black Girl was pleading saying she could be a music teacher or an instructor for him, but he just ignored all of the Black Girl's pleas and was like, "Look, I'll pay for your place and I'll pay for other expenses for you to live somewhere else. But other than that, that's it. You're no use to me." And honestly, I felt like he was being, how should I say this? He was being generous in his own way, but at the same time a dick to some degree, because I feel like but sister could have been useful as a teacher as well too. Don't her her like power or like ability to play like music instruments is gone because one of her hands are gone. Don't take away, her whole career and fame away only because of this incident, and also the fact of one of your, students did the messed up deed. At least at that point. So, long story short, their mentor was a twist. Another twist I would like to point out would be just the fact of af- um, after the white girl was playing music, and then the mentor was going upstairs with his wife, with the Asian girl, and the mentor only left the white chick with like her like the sister, basically her like ex friend sister, to like the black girl, to also like the mentor's goons downstairs in the basement. There was this one scene where both of them slowly, reluctantly, like work together to get her free. And then, long story short, around that time was going on, you get a flashback at the scene where the sister cut off her hand because the white girl, and you slowly learn that white girl had a reason for her doing all that when it came to like the trip scene, or the trip, like romantic trip type like part of the movie. It was because of the fact of she wanted to stop like the black girl from being like trapped or put in a bad position like she was, and when she was, somehow I guess hypnotized or s- somehow like basically trapped within their mentors clutches, because I guess dude can, my bad for making this as a messed up reference, but kind of like with the R. Kelly documentary, I guess dude promised fame for these girls or women, since he's possibly a famous like musician mentor slash teacher. So I guess since he promised fame, that's how most women get trapped. Aside from the fact that he's an infamous like music teachers, because let's be honest, y'all. Aside from anyone possibly wanting fame and a meal ticket to better their lives, is in life is also the fact of, honestly, when you see or hear like a good mentor, most of the time, a good mentor or let's see, a good figurehead for someone that you can see as a role model or someone that can affect your life in a good way, in a positive way, you try to take their hand. It's kind of like the same thing with what happened with me when I was way younger in the 90s and I was reading the Ben Carson book back then before he got crazy and he became a Republican. My family slash people were like, "You want to meet Ben Carson whenever we get a chance or whenever, um, there might be a situation where it could be possible." My thing was just nah, only because I always believed two reasons: one, never be a burden, and two, it's just the fact of just make your own path in a sense. Just because one person made it in the world and made their own footprint by doing one thing doesn't mean that you have to do the same or a similar thing as that other person, especially within God's favor and also with the right type of mindset to a degree and also determination, you could make something work in your life as well too and make your own path and make your own like footprint. But aside from the lesson talk, yeah, everybody wants some type of figure in their life, but not all the time. All the glitter is not gold all the time, sadly. So getting deeper to it, he was a plot twist, and also the white girl was a plot twist in a sense. Well, not just the white girl, both of the girls are a plot twist because you honestly thought the black chick would have gone for blood when she was going after the white chick for revenge. But other than that, nah, she wasn't going out for blood when you see her go to the white chick's house like maybe once or twice enacting her revenge. Because mind y'all, if I had to explain something about this part of my video about the movie, it's just the fact of this movie relies heavily on flashbacks and also looking deeper in continuity when it comes to certain scenes executed within the movie. That's why I say it's very perfectionally like executed when it comes to the whole plot twists. They utilize flashbacks and also like flushing out certain scenes in the movie to where it can make sense and everything can slowly connect. It's dark and it's twisted the way things connect, but everything does connect and have a reason one way or the other. So long story short, you learn that the white chick had a good reason why she sabotaged her black sister friend, and then you kind of see her backstory or her own personal flashback to where because of the music mentor slash teacher, she had to go through shock therapy because of him. And I'm like, okay, that's your backstory. Okay, true, true. And yeah, again, you just learn that this dude was no good. And then, like, as the movie progresses, long story short, another main scene would be just the fact that it was the big fight scene to where both the girls, the black chick and the white chick, basically teamed up together against the mentor to try and kill him. And long story short, they killed him. But the somewhat sad thing, the only reason why I say somewhat sad thing is because I feel like the white girl could have saved her arm, but it's just the sad thing is the teacher messed up the white girl's one of the white girl's arms by cutting into her in between her bones, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I guess that enabled her from using that arm anymore or using it the same way. So I guess she lost her arm as well too. But then that doesn't stop both of them from like getting their revenge, which was a success. But they didn't want to kill the mentor off the bat per se. No, they wanted to honestly take out his limbs and then sew up everything instead of his ears or block his ears in any way because they just wanted him to hear the same music piece that he likes over and over and over again as these two women, the black chick and the white chick, keep playing the violin again and again and again in front of him as he's sitting there just being tortured. He can't cry, he can't do nothing, he can't even like yell or make a sound because everything's stitched up with him while at the same time his limbs got cut off. But long story short, even though I feel like in a sense it was a dark twisted movie, especially when it came to the end where basically both girls got their arms cut off, but they kept playing one violin in unison correctly in a nice perfected way. It's still the fact that it was kind of like dark, creepy, and overall just messed up a little bit in a sense. It was like poetic justice to the teacher, but it's just good God, it was a twisted movie. You have to be prepared to, watch that movie. But long story short, it was a very good, memorable movie. But thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you like my other videos in this video, and please leave a like if you like this video as well too. Thank you. Bye.